Hello, I'm Ringru,
And I'm Graham.
here today with another replay from the playoffs of the Wargame Bootcamp Discord Elite Tournament. We are in a bowl of punching. Who do we have playing today?
So on the left-hand side ring, we have Balance playing a Scandinavia General once again. And on the right, we have TheGrapeJellyMan, the regular on the channel, but not playing USSR. He'll be playing Dutch-German core, unspecified as well.
Indeed, it's a shame we're not going to be seeing a KA-29 rush as usual for Mr. Jellyman.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed. I wanted to see a lot of K-29s, see the Marines everywhere, getting dropped, whereas the VDV come in on the ground. It's a really interesting dynamic that he likes to pull off.
They won't expect it.
They'll never expect it. Though I am excited to see Grape Jellyman once again. I think he's an awesome player. He brings his own unique style to the game, and when we cast him, it's typically an entertaining time.
Yeah, and it's already getting pretty spicy. We got an escort getting escorted off the battlefield by a Fennec, but Starfighter coming in clutch to get a little bit of revenge.
Yeah, and it kills the Kushjagers, though. A few of them are going to live right there, 3 HP, surviving out of the tumbling helicopter to the ground. Oh, Puff actually called out there by Balance to try and go and snipe the F-104. Sometimes you see that for, like, helicopters and stuff. He might actually get on the tail here. Oh, no, he gets out just away. Yeah, another F-104 going to come out, and he gets the snipe on the Puff. So nice little exchange there for the Grape Jellyman.
Indeed, keeping that air superiority. As we are seeing that Mr. Grape is pushing quite heavy up north here, actually going straight for the jugular, but trying to get into Foxtrot, which is definitely a good call. You usually see people like kind of avoid this point. You see, heavy pushes in the 2-pointers down south.
Yes.
But it's a bit more safer than trying to go for the opposing 2-pointer just due to distance.
Well, I think the idea with like the 2-pointers, if you can deny the 2-point sector, you're pretty much it's almost impossible, to lose the map. Whereas like the push here into Foxtrot, we don't see that. You said that often because it is so close to the reinforcement sector in golf. But obviously, if he could completely evict him out of Foxtrot, he threatens the very home base for Balance.
Oh, and we're already seeing the infantry push on through. He also has a good amount of fire support. M48, which is really nice to see. It's almost like a Tourney. And a Laboratory 5 as well, so he has the firepower. And Roland.
He's got 2 rolling 3s up there, plus 1 on 4. He's fully committed to this action here. Everything else will be basically delaying, buying time. We see Balance, he is deviating off some M41s that he really likes. SCRV 121 as well, plus the dual automatics down south. But with no infantry, it's going to be a little bit of time, I think, before you can push into Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie push will take quite a bit. I'd be curious to see, because he is essentially trading that for Foxtrot right now. And also, Charlie, if you play heavy of Dutch-German infantry, can go pretty well through those forests.
Yeah, and Great Jellyman's going to take Foxtrot here. These only are going to go down, and there's really nothing in front of here at this point to stop a push towards golf.
Oh.
But I think he might just be content to hold Foxtrot. We see the Leopard 285 backed up along with the Rolands. So we'll have to kind of see where that goes, and that'll give us a really good indicator of what Grape Jellyman is kind of planning here. But he's going to lock down these 2 sectors here, which, I mean, if he caps both of them, it's basically like a 2-point sector.
Yeah, that's a very good capture. And, once you start getting some ATGM infantry, in this case, he doesn't really have any in his deck. Just defenses around Foxtrot. You have a good open field for you to exploit, and you can just pound anything before they can even get into fighting range. The only thing you have to worry about is the forest.
Yeah, definitely got to worry a little bit about the forest. Whereas it looks like Balance, he has fully taken over Bravo, but there's really not much, I think, for him to do after taking Bravo, because the advance into Alpha or trying to maybe cut off the reinforcement line to Charlie is pretty extensive there. You have to go pretty deep. I just don't see him being able to kind of support that movement there. And so he's going to have to either go all in on Charlie or try to counterattack up in the north.
Yeah, I think the all-in on Charlie is probably his best bet, and he's definitely doing that. He's bringing in a whole heap of infantry. The M41s are kind of useless now, considering they ran out of fuel, because they had to go the distance. But we're also seeing reinforcements here from Mint Jelly. Some infantry, as well as just light vehicles over here. And is he redeploying the Laboratory 5 all the way down south?
I think it looks like he's flirting with the idea there. I mean, he doesn't need it in Foxtrot. Foxtrot, he could buy so much time up there just the way it's kind of designed. he does know the 121 is down south, so I think it would make sense to mirror, right? Bring your 285 down to Charlie. But yeah, I think he's going to commit to that. The only thing I'd say is maybe he might need to top off its fuel as well, because it's definitely going for a drive here.
A cross-country mile, that's for damn sure. But it feels like it balanced is taking a bit of a time getting into Charlie. He's losing a little bit momentum as GrapeJellyMan does bring in the reinforcement, just because he is just waiting for the infantry to come on up. Because of course you don't want to be moving your STRV into a forested area unsupported.
No, so we're going to see him get some infantry right here into Charlie. So we'll see him unload those Northlandjäger just as the GrapeJellyMan's bringing up some Dutch troops at pretty much the same time here. Panzergren's getting repaired, so they should be able to lock down that access there for at least a little bit of time. And yeah, we see a nice little infantry engagement about to go down here in Charlie as the heavy equipment from both sides kind of converges on the point.
Yeah, and I think it's going to become pretty decisive here, whether or not Balance can actually make good head rain to Charlie. Once again, with these 2-point sectors, you don't need to fully capture it. Just getting a good foothold in there, holding half of it, is more than enough just to neutralize the point. That can do some real damage to the opponent.
Yeah, we see the Northlandjäger and the Salt Trooper right there engaging, and the Salt Trooper are getting a little bit better of that exchange right there between the two of them. The 20 mil from the Dutch APC kind of trying to help out a little bit. And we'd look to see some armor support come up here, I think, for Balance to support his infantry in this fight, because it could be decisive, but he's holding an STRV back.
He is. I think he's just a little bit paranoid, because you don't know what could be in his forest. It could be ATGM troops. I mean, you've got an escort being brought in, as well as 2 F-104s. I don't know what he's going for.
You have no idea what that F-104 is. I guess he thought it was Steel Division. He wanted to strafe with the with the main gun, but it's not Steel Division GrapeJellyMan or Warno for that matter. And you're yeah, that 104 bites the dust. Oh, but the AH-64 escort coming in here, that could provide some critical fire support here against the infantry, though it's basically just cleaning up the transport right now as the 2A5 advances.
Yep. Like an escort for the Leopard, you could say.
It is escort for the Leopard. And the Northlandjäger are actually getting a Charlotte 2A5, you see, because the heat, right? I believe it's a 9mm heat shell. Yeah, the 1 HP taking off the Leopard. Though there is already resupply logistic vehicles up here, so you can quickly, get that 2A5 back up to full health. And also, it does need some gas because it's actually running pretty low.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially sub heavies, you don't want to be out of fuel and needing to reverse out of a A10 strafing run.
Yeah, and I went and looked up north real quick. It does look like Balance has tried to make a couple small little probes into Foxtrot, but GrapeJellyMan is more than up there to stop the reserve infantry that's kind of trying to push in there. So I think Foxtrot is perfectly under his control up there. And honestly, GrapeJellyMan probably could make a cap somewhere if he wants to. Oh, yeah, there we go. We see a CV coming out towards Charlie now.
Especially, reserve infantry being brought to go, if it's pretty clear Balance is just not even going to bother trying to play up north. It's going to be all or nothing down in Charlie, but it's not terrible. He still has Bravo completely under control, and I believe if he neutralizes Charlie, he should have to take advantage just by doing the quick maths in my head. Yeah,
if he was able to neutralize it, he totally would be able to, I think he'd get the advantage there. Big question is he's kind of holding on to a sliver of the point here, but he's bringing up more infantry, going to push back these Panzergrens. As we see, he bought a B-can during this time period there. Ooh. And then we see that B-can provides some critical fire support here. F-104 once again flying over the battlefield. You might want to follow his comrade into death. Better be careful because those automatics are kind of like a little no-fly zone back there.
Indeed, they are. But I'd be curious to see if this B-can can actually prove its worth. I mean, in the last time we've seen the B-can being used by Balance, it didn't really do all that much.
We're about to have an engagement here between the armor. The SCRV 121 pushed up here to the edge as the 2A5 is engaging the Norwegian reserve infantry. Oh, but Balance not willing to commit there. Both sides kind of backing up their armor. We'll see. They're playing with each other there. Yeah, and there we go. The engagement happens. Oh, the 121 gets the shot onto it. Massive hit on the 2A5. Smoke coming in just in time to stop the push. And that 2A5 is almost out of gas, and he's low on HP. GrapeJellyMan needs to get him out of there.
Yeah, the supply trucks need to come up, but guess what? One's stuck in the mud. So that's not entirely ideal.
Random crits for the win. And we do see here that more infantry being pushed up here. Volkswagen for balance, pushing back the Salt Troop in for Grape Jellyman as this A64 tries to find an angle here, but it needs to be careful because there are 2 automatics out on the map right now. And I would look for balance here to maybe try and force a decisive engagement because he's with the SRV full health and the 285 really low. It's now might be the time.
Indeed, yeah. 285 backing up. He does have a very good opportunity. He just doesn't have a whole lot of infantry to really take advantage of his push. Most of them are still stuck down south, clearing up the Dutch troops in the town. He needs to try to get some of them into the central forest area of Charlie. He's also been, I think, trying to bring up reinforcements to the left of Charlie, but the AMX and 25mm M113 have been pretty much on point.
Yeah, they've done a lot of good work there. We also see a CV coming in to cap Bravo for balance, so he's going to start to get the point tech going for him, but it won't be for long because Grape Jellyman and him seem to be really mirroring their CV call out times because he's bringing one out for Echo. So if there is an advantage gained there, it's going to be probably pretty minimal as both sides are continuing to try to throw down here in Charlie. But I kind of agree with you, Ring. I really think balance needs to bring some more infantry into this fight here. Like, he has a lot of momentum, but he's really not able to capitalize on it.
I just noticed he's setting up like little supply depots with the supply truck so he can actually get the Walker Bulldogs to the front line. Like, he's got his one supply truck back in pretty much in perfect position.
But the other one's a little out of it's a little out of the way. Yeah. They're all just stuck there. Just stuck there completely out of gas. Yeah, he's too busy looking over elsewhere. Kostiega's jump on top of the Fliegerfaust right there. The stock troop pushing up as well. Actually, the Leopard 205 needs to be careful. Kostiega's going to open up on him. Yeah, it is. Took out down to half HP already. Beacon with an amazing shot there. Annihilate that Dutch infantry. Oh, and a miss there by the AT4.
Clutch.
Yeah, that could have been really nasty there for the Grape Jellyman, but he's able to survive. And actually, if he could kill the Kostiegas, it'd be a nice little pick-off for him.
Yeah, Laboratory 5 going in once again with only 2 hit points. This is
he's way
dangerous.
Yeah, Grape Jellyman playing way too ballsy right there. Even the Nordson Jaeger, if he goes in range, has the ability to kill it now. He needs to 100% get that back up to full health. Instead, he's kind of playing with danger.
Yeah. Also seeing artillery being dropped in the supply trucks here. That could be a very good kill.
Yeah, if he booked the supply trucks and the explosion killed the 2A5.
Yeah, that would be yeah, it would be something.
That would be something. We see more infantry actually coming in for both players. We have the Dutch reserve infantry along with the shock troops kind of holding that side of Charlie as more comes in here for balance. Walker Bulldogs have been topped back up on fuel. And it's actually kind of looking really good here for balance. He's now has a nice sizable chunk of Charlie that he can control. And if he can kind of lock this down, he could stick a CV in and decap, and the game would kind of be his to lose.
Yeah, he's taken a sacrifice losing Foxtrot, but he gained Bravo, he's got Charlie, and we're not really seeing any, forward momentum from Foxtrot. Because you could also potentially push down into Bravo from that location. You sneak in through the forest, you hit north of Bravo. That's a very good position to attack here. So forcing it down into Charlie is definitely a meat grinder, which goes into balance favor.
Yeah, I totally agree. At the same time, Grape Jellyman buying a Leopard 2 command tank for Foxtrot. It's a pretty expensive investment at this point in the game. 170 points to lock down Foxtrot. At the same time, while they really are mirroring the CV callouts, we see Balance bring in one, and that's got to be for Charlie, trying to sneak it into one of the infantry CV into the back line of that, or the back of that town complex there. There's a rolling push up here to try and get this Finnick toe kind of out of the way. Yeah, it's looking a little rough, I think, here for Grape Jellyman. It's not like there's anything too bad at one time, but the push has kind of worked here for balance. And the 2A5 being really screened out has kind of hurt him.
Trading extremely efficiently down here in Charlie. It's just been the slow, steady grind, but he is making progress. I feel like this needs to be a bit more anti-tank. Try to do over SCRV 121. Because that's kind of proven to be the real pain here. Because that Laboratory 5 is, like you said, not been getting good trades.
Yeah, because the big thing about the 121 is that if you can get the initial engagement right, like get the first shot and hit, you're in a really good spot with it because it does have 23 AP, which is the exact same, if you're new in the game, don't know, as the Leopard 2A5. The big difference there is armor. So being able to roll up there, get the initial shot, put the 2A5 on the back foot, for 20 points, 25 points cheaper,
Yeah.
is pretty massive for him. And we see more infantry now flooding in here, which is going to allow balance to now push into the forest line here where the Dutch infantry is. In the B-can, contrary to the last game we casted, Rang, has been getting a ton of value here in these infantry fights.
Indeed, GrapeJellyMan's infantry has been pretty static, and as you're seeing, the Bacan is pecking away at him. And we're seeing an F-16 being brought in here. I think Balance has been annoyed from just a constant F-104 coverage, so
yeah,
he's going to go Generation 3 on that Generation 2 arse.
Yeah, he's tired of that 1960s throwdown over here. He's changing the game up for sure. And we do see Martyr 2 along with more AMX, so reserve infantry as well. So GrapeJellyMan's going to try and counterattack here, which I think he has to, because it's going to go to a +1 as soon as the CV is in the spot that he wants it. It's going to go to a +1 here for balanced. And GrapeJellyMan really doesn't have anything else on the map currently to attack in another direction. Yeah, we see 4 mortars being bought out. Yeah, he's going to totally commit here to a fight in Charlie.
Yeah. Indeed. I'd be curious to see how Royal's infantry push does. I mean, that Marder 2 those 2 Marder 2s can provide, like, amazing firepower. And there's not a whole lot of heavy anti-tank down south. The ST RV is more towards the left,
He just to be careful about the ranges, because if he gets inside of the range of that AT, the AT12, I think it's the same as AT4, right? I don't think
there's AT4,
yeah, there's no difference. So that can make quick work of even a Martyr 2 right here. And we see this infantry coming up. I'd imagine the AMXs will probably screen up front if they have to soak up any shots. The Martyr 2s could do the damage. There'll be some Panzergrens and some poor Dutch reserve infantry going to be committed.
No longer on the reserve.
And then he's bringing up his own recon tanks there, the AMX 13s. So those can be really nice in those CQC fights. They're, for 30 points, too, they're actually really good.
Yeah, nice,
the auto loader.
Very bloody good.
You can't hate on that right there. So we do see the infantry. Oh, those weren't reserve infantry. That's actually more shock infantry. Interesting. Okay, so he's gonna. Yes. Who would have ever guessed it? So we'll look to see if he can try and overwhelm this position here with just with both numbers and quality. As these guys go in here, they're gonna have to kind of earn their pay for their training here. We see the Martyr 2s pushing up as well. So it is only 4 Kustjäger. Yeah, and we see the engagement start to go open. Oh, it's the M41 Walker Bulldogs. Actually, the Martyr 2 could eat them up for breakfast.
That's funny how they are out of range.
No, they're in range, I think.
No, they're slightly out of range. Martyr 2 has 200 meter more range. Hey, you're the recon tank. You should be able to see what's shooting at you.
Oh no, he just can't elevate anymore. There's no more elevation right there. He's maxed out. Well, they got absolutely trashed right there. Those Walker Bulldogs.
Yeah.
The Kustjägers are annihilated as well. So the infantry is going to be able to get here into this town. It's going to allow them to start engaging Fox. But if the F-16 bomber coming in, this could be a massive hit right here. It's going to thread the needle between the two. Panzergrens live untouched, but the poor Dutch infantrymen have been completely annihilated. Well, the Martyr 2s are actually still alive, though.
Only 1 HP, so that's going to slow down that push. That's such a shame for GrapeJellyMan, because he had something going on there. Yeah, he had the momentum to push on through, pick off this Scandi infantry run by run, and potentially threaten that CV. But that Fighting Falcon just took the fight out.
Yeah, and a Roland 3 crossed in front of the STRV. It goes down right there, so one of those expensive Rolands is down. Lynx helicopter diving into the back line here, and I think it's going to go ahead and spot the CV. Oh, no, it just doesn't see it. Oh, it's super close. I switched to his viewpoint.
Oh, he's...
So it's not... Oh, there he goes. Nope, he spotted it just now.
Yep.
Yeah, so if he's paying attention, he'll know where that is. Actually, GrapeJellyMan just moving it anyways. Wow, really, really big little move there by that poor Lynx helicopter crew. And so now the fight's fully on, Rang. Both sides throwing down. Oh, the Beacon's counterbattering the mortars.
And he's getting some good hits. Kills two.
Yeah, 2 of them going down right there. The other 2 might go down as well. Yeah, we see it right there. The Beacon trashing the mortar support. Artillery basically gone for GrapeJellyMan. And now it's going to be up to the armor and the infantry here. I don't think there's any backing out of this fight. Leopard 2A5 gets the automatic, but the 121 comes up. gets a nice hit on each other. Both of them have traded blows here. Oh, and looks like Balance. Okay, then both decide to back up because the Falconmogger with the Erics are on the hunt now, trying to see if they can get a snipe on that 2A5.
Yeah, and this is a very effective push here from Balance. I mean, knocking out those mortars is going to save his infantry a whole heap of hassle, and he's even bringing in the Chinook just cause, you know, get a minigun fire support in.
Yeah, and honestly, Balance doesn't even need to get too aggressive at this point anymore. He just needs to hold his position. You know, GrapeJellyMan, the onus of the offensive is on him. This one mortar trying to make up for his 4 dead comrades just isn't going to be enough, really, to stop this infantry push here. And these Falconmogger can push up here, finish off the Dutch. Oh, and then another Falconmogger engaged the Panzergren, so I think the Panzergren 90s will win that fight there.
And the Marder 2s are actually going to be pushing on only 1 HP and getting blapped by... Well, they face the law, and the law run.
Yeah, the law definitely won right there. Honestly, he should have just waited and backed up. I feel like GrapeJellyMan got really aggressive there when stuff started to go bad. And the +1, you know, you really don't need to take the fight right there. It's okay, I think, to back up a little bit and try and regroup yourself. But then again, maybe it's just with the loss of those mortars, he kind of figured, you know, I'm all in. And it's, I don't know, there's a lot of infantry that died right there for, I feel like, for really not a good reason.
Oh, we're seeing a push into Bravo here from GrapeJellyMan, bringing in a Leopard 2 CV to try and neutralize a point. But Fighting Falcon is going to fight them off. The Leopard 2 will probably be fine. Caster's Curse.
It should be really damaged. It's going to live. Yeah, that's just the HE nature of the game. But how long he'll be able to live right there, I don't know. Walker Bulldog engaging the AMX-13. Oh, actually trading shots. The AMX-13 go up missing against both. Yeah, and it does trade. Oh, it does eventually trade. The low point tanks duking it out right there. But Charlie's in a really rough spot. And while capping Bravo's nice form right there and stopping the point tick before it gets too out of control, he's kind of in a rough spot here. I mean, these AMX-13 is going to push up these Kussjaeger and just get trash, I think. Oh, there goes one. Oh, he might be able to get the autoloader just... Where's the STRV-12? There it is. Let's see. He hasn't repaired it yet, actually. Oh, there it goes. Now he is.
The Bacana fire an array because GrapeJellyMan's position is pretty clumped up together, so
yeah,
that's going to be a pretty easy target. And he just doesn't have a whole lot of firepower. Of course, the sub-heavy tank.
Yeah, here we see the rock. Yeah, with the rock eyes coming in, no longer some HE. That's going to be a direct hit right on top of it, along with some more. Oh, yeah. That's a bye-bye, sayonara, Alvida's whatever you want to say. That Leopard 2's gone.
He got absolutely blapped. If he maybe had a little bit more fire support in that Bravo push, because all he has to do is deal with some light armored vehicles in Bravo, he could have, I don't think, completely captured it, but at least try to get the northern end of it and use that as an area to hold. Slap the tank into the forest, you don't have to worry about the north being attacked because you got it under control. It should be a very good angle for GrapeJellyMan to push, but I feel like it's a bit too late. And also considering he's investing 4 Panzergrenadiers and Marder 2s into Charlie.
Yeah, and he also lost the CV in Charlie because he was clumped right up on top of each other, like you talked about earlier. So the B-can got a lucky snipe on it, I believe. Artillery shell got it, and so this 2A5 now running around. He's gonna run right into the Eric's. This 2A5 has a death wish right now, rolling right on top of it. It's like some Steiner level stuff right here. Immediately getting blapped. Oh, and now he's like, oh no, I gotta get out of here. But I think it might be too late for him. Optical failure as well. Eric's is going out. Oh my god. Someone called him.
Steiner's counterattack 50 years later did not go well. They only upgraded the tanks a bit.
Someone called the police. I'd like to report a murder from Balance with these Falconmogger right now, just going to town inside this forest. And it's looking really bad for the GrapeJellyMan now. Well, started off, I think really well with the push into Foxtrot, has turned into an utter debacle down here in Charlie.
He just has not been able to trade effectively down here. And
no.
As you saw, he just got pushed slowly and slowly and slowly. The Bacan and also the F-16 coming in extremely clutch and vital points to, completely just stop GrapeJellyMan from doing his thing. And
yeah, and his use of air support balanced has been extremely effective. Whereas we've seen basically outside of the Starfighters pretending that it's 1960, we really haven't seen any from the GrapeJellyMan.
Oh.
And yeah, these 4 Martyr 2s. I mean, that's so expensive right there. And you need a lot more than just some Martyr 2s and some Panzergrenz.
This feels
Well,
like
the
that's
CV's in
the
danger.
final push.
Yeah, it has big final push 5s, but also the CV's going. You know, he's got the CV going into Charlie right now, and it's gonna go right past these Foxenjäger. Oh god, I'm gonna have to put a triple homicide here. Another one going down. Not a single man dead. And F-16 gonna drop it right on top of here. These martyrs. Clusters going out. 3 of the 4 instantly going down. The other one 1 HP, reminiscent of an earlier engagement.
And the Panzergrenadiers is out in the open. No.
No, it's not. It's not looking good here. It's a massacre.
I need to look away. That's brutal.
Yeah, please avert your eyes. Trigger warning. Even the Chinook getting in with the minigun. It's honestly, this is like triple X right here.
Yeah.
It's like we all ended up in an adult video store. We don't know what just happened.
Video nasty.
Yeah, it wasn't prepared
and look
for
at that KD. That's pretty. I mean, it's not super brutal, but yeah, 13-1200. That's damn. He did not trade well.
No, the TheGrapeJellyMan needs to go back to playing the USSR.
AA-29 Rush.
Yeah, I saw him play something else for the first time, and I didn't like it, and I don't think he liked it either.
Oh. Yeah, he had some very good pushes down south, but
yeah,
not repairing those 2 Martyr 2s really bugged me. I still think he probably should have just tried to divert attention a bit and put some pressure into Bravo, because if you manage to capture Foxtrot like that, I think you're really doing yourself a disservice from not taking advantage of that, geographic advantage. Because that Foxtrot capture is such a... you can really push quite well from that position, but he just held.
Yeah, he just held it, and there really was even not a probe either into Bravo or to the base sector. So really, like, it was an expensive call, and then the best units from there, the 2 Rolands and the 2A5, completely end up ditching that place and going down to Charlie. And so it just felt like TheGrapeJellyMan had like a really good opening, but from there, he was just kind of like off balance. He couldn't get the engagements that he wanted to, and balanced, I think, contrary to the game we casted last week, was decisive. And when he had a lead, he wasn't letting it go away.
Yeah, he did a bloody good job trading effectively, using his infantry, because Ego was very, like, shock, elite infantry heavy spam in his decks, and with Scandilus have all the different types of Fallschirmjägers. They have more Fallschirmjägers than the Germans did in 1941 on some island in the Mediterranean. They work really well.
Yeah, they worked very well, and it was just a really overall, I think, solid game out of Balanced, and really fun to cast. And I would just like to say TheGrapeJellyMan, because I know he does watch your videos, he comments from time to time. He needs to go back to USSR General.
Please do. We need to see the T-U-25T again.
Yes, it's the GOAT.
Once again, Graham, thank you very much for joining.
Absolutely.
And as usual, guys, please just take it easy.